In this video, we'll be looking at the vertical line test. So for a graph to be a function, every x can have only one y value for it to be a function. Okay, so this goes along with the last video that was about identifying functions from relations. Okay, so you can only have one range value for every domain value. Okay, so the vertical line test says if a vertical line intersects the graph only once, the graph passes the vertical line test and is a function. Okay, so what's the reason for that? Why does it say we can draw a vertical line and if we hit the graph only once, then it passes? Well, that's because every x value can only have at most one y value. Okay, so if I hit the line more than once on my graph, then I know that the same x value had more than one y value. So, for instance, let's take a look at this. If I look at 4 on the x-axis, how many values do I have in the function or in the graph for 4? Okay, I have this one up here that looks like it's, maybe 3 or something, and then this one down here that looks like it's -3. So that x value, the domain value, has 2 range values. So it's not a function. The 6 has 2 range values. 7, 8, 9, all of these have 2 multiple y values that go with one x value. Okay, so that's what the vertical line does, is it tests that. If you can draw a line through this graph and hit it more than once, a straight line, vertical line like this, if you can do that and hit the graph more than once, anywhere on that graph, then it fails the vertical line test because that means that your x value there has 2 different y values. So for this one, is this first one a function? No, it fails the vertical line test. We drew a line, it hit the graph twice. Okay, let's look at this next one. So we've got some dots on this one, so this is more like relations. You've got right here, if I draw a line right there straight up and down, I hit the graph twice. So that means that at -2, I have the x value of 3 and 5. So it fails the vertical line test. Okay, so is this a function? No, this is not a function. And let me show this to you another way in that same graph. What are these points right here? This lower point is -2, 3. So -2, 3. And this upper point is -2, 5. Okay, so if you were looking at the past video where we were looking at relations and seeing if they were functions, look at this. We have a -2 that goes with 2 different range values. So this domain value of -2 goes to 2 different y values. So that's why it's not a function. But the vertical line test is a way of showing that on a graph. Okay, so this also fails the vertical line test. All right, let's look at this. Is there anywhere on this graph I can draw a straight up and down vertical line that will hit this graph more than once? Well, I don't see a place. So, we could draw a line right here. That only hits once. That only hits once. That only hits once. That only hits once. So I think this passes the vertical line test because this is a parabola. So that's an x² function. So that would be something like f of x is equal to x². It looks like it's been shifted up by 1, so +1. Okay, so this is a parabola and that is a function. Okay, let's look at this next one. Okay, a little tricky. There's 2 places that look a little iffy, right here and right here. Okay, so we have to know, what does the open dot and closed dot mean? Well, the closed dot means that that point exists right here. Okay, so if I go to, what is this, maybe -1 on the x-axis, then the point is here. This is an open dot, so there's nothing here. So this line gets really close to that point and then just disappears and pops up here. So if I draw a vertical line through here or through here, I'm actually not hitting the graph more than once. I'm hitting at this dot for sure, but when it goes through this open dot, the graph doesn't exist there. Okay, so it does not fail the vertical line test. It actually still passes because it passes through one solid dot and then one open dot, which is simply just a point that's not there. Okay, so is this a function? Yes, it is. Okay, this next one being a circle. just draw a straight up and down line anywhere you want, and you can see that it's going to have two different y values for one x value. So like for 1 would have this value and this value for 1. Okay, so it might be something like 1 comma 1 and 1 comma negative 1. So you can see that the same x value goes to two different y values. So fails the vertical line test. Here's another way of looking at it. That's not a function. Okay, on this one, let's see, there's a dot here. That doesn't fail, that doesn't fail, that doesn't fail, that doesn't fail. This one passes the vertical line test. Okay, let's do a few more really quickly. I'll go a little faster on these. So look at this, right? It hits twice. Okay, so that is a no. Right here, hits twice. So that is a no. Right here, it hits twice. So that is a no. Right here, it hits twice. So that is a no. Look at this one. There's nothing over that. There's nothing on top of that. None of these dots seem to have other dots above or below them. So this will pass a vertical line test. There's nowhere I can draw a vertical line and hit two dots. So that is a yes. Okay, and then on the last one, is there anywhere I can draw a straight up and down line and hit the graph? No. No matter where I draw the line, it's only going to hit the graph one time. So this is a yes.